What up, Sonic fans? It's your boy Ori here, and today we'll be taking a look at the life of Sonic the Hedgehog. Many of you might know about Sonic's life in the games, but today we'll be taking a look at his life in the movies. We won't be looking at Sonic's life in the games and animated TV shows. I just want to let you know that I will be making a mini-series of videos that will explain the origin stories of each and every Sonic character. I also want to let you know that I'll be explaining Sonic's history in the movies in 3 videos. There will also be spoilers for those who haven't watched the Sonic movies, so don't watch this video if you don't want spoilers. But without further ado, let's take a look at the life of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic was born on South Island in the 2000s and was raised by a giant owl named Longclaw, who he saw as his mother figure. The Blue Hedgehog spent his childhood running across the island using his supersonic abilities, claiming that he could run across it in less than 2 seconds. In doing this, he also avoided the sights of several groups that wished to capture him for his powers. Unfortunately, in 2013, Sonic was spotted by members of the Echidna tribe and unknowingly led them to Longclaw's home. As Sonic greeted Longclaw with a flower, the Echidnas prepared to fire their arrows from behind. Longclaw then noticed the Echidnas preparing to fire their arrows. After noticing the Echidnas, Longclaw told Sonic to get down and shut the door behind him. The Echidnas then fired their arrows, which flew into Longclaw's house. The giant owl then grabbed Sonic in her claws and flew out of the house. Unfortunately, an Echidna then fired an arrow which hit Longclaw, making her fall to the ground. As the Echidnas approached them from the ground, Longclaw gave Sonic a bag of rings and told him that he must stay hidden in order to stay safe. She then threw a ring and told Sonic to travel to Earth. She even told Sonic that if he was ever found, he should use a ring to escape. The Blue Hedgehog then ran through the ring and saw the Echidnas closing in on Longclaw. Unfortunately, before Sonic could save the giant owl, the ring disintegrated as he made contact. With Longclaw gone, Sonic was now left in fear of his new life without parental guidance. Now stranded on Earth, Sonic created a home in a cave in Green Hills, Montana. The Blue Hedgehog spent most of his days isolating himself in his cave, playing with collectibles from around the area like stolen signs, an inflatable guitar, and comic books. On one occasion, he decided to go on a world tour, visiting several locations around the world, such as several cities in the United States of America, United Kingdom, France, India, Japan, and Australia in the span of 80 seconds before traveling back to his hideout. From above a nearby mountain, he watched over the townspeople while never actually interacting with them, as he had to keep his existence a secret. Some people who he viewed as friends were the town's sheriff named Tom Wachowski and a veterinarian named Matty Wachowski. Despite this, he did toy with certain townspeople he was fond of, including Crazy Carl, who he had encountered shortly after he had moved to Green Hills and would become infamous and mocked in the town for outing Sonic's existence as the Blue Devil. Later in 2023, Sonic ran past Tom's police car at 296 miles per hour, which confused Tom, who thought the radar gun was malfunctioning or not. The Blue Hedgehog then ran past Tom's car a second time at 300 miles per hour. Tom then got out of the car to investigate the scene. He then noticed one of Sonic's quills lying in a bush and took it. After Tom left, Sonic saw a turtle that was about to be crushed by a car. Fortunately, Sonic saved the reptile and warned it to be careful. The Blue Hedgehog then began to run with the turtle because he thought it was tired of being slow. He then placed the reptile on the forest ground near his cave. Sonic then watched a movie one night through the window of the Wachowski residence and noticed that neither Tom nor Maddie knew of his existence, and that he's not supposed to actually interact with the people he had spent his entire life spying on. Sometime after the movie night, Sonic snuck into Dr. A. Burdett's office and pretended to be a psychiatrist. After asking himself a few questions, Sonic realizes the reality of the situation and finds out that he's all alone because of his isolation. One night, Crazy Carl started setting up traps in order to catch Sonic. He even put batteries at the center of one of the traps. However, Sonic, being the fastest creature he is, dodged every single trap and toyed with Carl. When Sonic ran past the traps that had batteries in them, Carl became furious because he had failed to catch Sonic again. The blue hedgehog then lured him toward the whirlgigs, which Carl walked over straight into his rope trap. Crazy Carl, now hanging upside down from a tree, yelled out that he knew Sonic was real, but the blue hedgehog then said that he's not. Much to Carl's dismay, Sonic then drank his soda. Having seen the playoffs between the Green Hills and Spring Valley baseball team, Sonic decided to visit the Green Hills baseball field one night. Sonic then noticed some baseball gear and used it to fabricate his own match. After completing the match, Sonic raised out his hand and expected for a high five. Unfortunately, the blue hedgehog then started to notice he's all alone. Upset at this reminder, Sonic then started to run around the baseball diamond and caused a massive power outage throughout the entire Pacific Northwest. The blue hedgehog then flees the scene. Unfortunately for Sonic, the power outage caused many people like Tom and a mad scientist named Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman if you prefer that term, to be aware of Sonic's existence. The next day, Sonic noticed soldiers roaming the forests looking for him. After realizing that Earth is no longer a safe haven for him, the blue hedgehog then ran to his cave, packed up his essential items, and grabbed a ring to travel to the Mushroom Planet. Unfortunately, before he could throw one, he noticed soldiers near his cave. This then led to Sonic leaving his cave and bidding farewell to his hideout. Sonic then ran to the garage at the Wachowski house and climbed inside. After he got inside, Sonic grabbed out a ring from his bag, but before he could throw it, Tom entered the garage and shot him in the leg with Maddie's tranq gun. This then led to Sonic accidentally dropping his ring that opened a portal to San Francisco. As the blue hedgehog collapsed, he then dropped his bag of rings on the Transamerica building. Tom became shocked at what he just saw and proceeded to lock Sonic in his dog's cage and take him in his house. After being taken in the house, Sonic woke up and sensed an impending danger. He asked Tom to help him in staying hidden from his relentless pursuer Robotnik, who just arrived at the front door. Tom then attempts to mislead Robotnik while Sonic hid in his attic. However, Robotnik deployed his fleet of flying robots to scan the property. Faced with the threat of detection, Sonic was left with no choice but to leap downstairs, hitting the table and thus prompting Robotnik's rude. After realizing that Tom's life was in jeopardy, Sonic emerged from under the table and revealed himself to Robotnik, diverting the doctor's attention and allowing Tom to seize the opportunity to strike Robotnik, rendering him unconscious. With Robotnik momentarily incapacitated, Sonic sprang into action, intercepting a rogue robot drone that had targeted him. With lightning reflexes, he dropped onto the drone, helping Tom destroy it with a heavy blow as he got progressively dizzier. Tom then dragged a dizzy Sonic to his truck, swiftly drifting away. After narrowly escaping their pursuers in Green Hills, Sonic and Tom found themselves on the open road. Nonetheless, Tom pulled over and bid farewell to Sonic. In a desperate attempt, Sonic tried to reach San Francisco on his own, utilizing his incredible super speed. He zipped back, realizing the impossibility of his quest, thus convincing Tom to assist him further, urging him to drive him there. Sonic yielded road trip in joy once Tom let him back inside the truck. During their continued journey, Sonic, other than adhering to Tom, proposed ground rules and establishing his name, explained that Carl was always right about the existence of a Blue Devil. He also made a quick visit to a tourist attraction. One night, Tom stopped by a convenience store so that he can use its payphone and told Sonic to stay in the car. The Blue Hedgehog agreed but got bored and saw a cowboy biker bar that piqued his excitement. Sonic then disguised himself in Tom's clothes and went inside the bar. He then greeted an irritated Tom but was told to leave with him. Sonic then said that he will stay quiet for the rest of the trip if he was allowed to stay. After a waitress questioned Sonic's appearance, Tom clarified that it was a result of a skin disease. After the waitress left, Sonic spun his bar stool left, which made the sunglasses on his face fall off. Tom then said that he can tick another item off his bucket list, which led to Sonic making a list of his own. However, as Sonic was writing his list, he then realized that he won't be able to do anything on his list because he'll be leaving Earth forever. Fortunately for Tom, Sonic invited him to do a few activities within the bar, like leading the Blue Hedgehog to play darts, cheating an arcade basketball game, and riding a mechanical bull with no face. After performing a country western dance with Tom, he and Sonic were confronted by a group of aggressive thugs who referred to them as hipsters. Even though Tom wanted to leave, Sonic stood up to the bold thug and insisted on mimicking what he had seen in the many action movies he had watched. The Blue Hedgehog then grabbed a bottle and slammed it on one of the thugs' head, but unfortunately the bottle didn't break. Sonic then dodged one of the thugs' fists, which hit Tom in the face. This then led to an intense bar fight, which Sonic negated to using his super speed. He and Tom later escaped and drove toward a motel as the bar patrons, defeated by Sonic's powers, chased them. In the motel, Sonic retained the exhilaration he felt during the bar fight, celebrating the victory shared by him and the Donut Lord. Tom suggested they should sleep, but Sonic wanted to make his last night on Earth special, speeding around the motel room to indulge in every activity he could. Tom asked him what his destination, the Mushroom Planet, was like. Sonic described it as desolate and said that there's no people and the only things there are breathable air and giant mushrooms. Despite being instructed to leave, Sonic pondered whether Longclaw was wrong about Earth and the possibility of a life on the planet. He subsequently fell asleep. The following day, after continuing their travels towards San Francisco, Robotnik honed in on Sonic and Tom's location and sent a truck to go after them. Sonic then asked what's on Tom's bucket list. Tom then said that he's moving to San Francisco to become a street cop. After realizing Tom is moving to San Francisco, Sonic gets angry at him for leaving Green Hills.
You're leaving Green Hills?
The truck that Robotnik sent then launched a harpoon into Tom's car, flinging Sonic onto the car's hood. Tom then started to hit the brakes, launching Sonic towards the truck as he built up energy while panicking. Sonic then transformed into a ball and bowled the truck over on its side. Unfortunately, another vehicle emerged from the truck's wreckage and continued the chase. The vehicle fired EMP discs to slow the heroes down, but one of the discs hit another car which had a family inside of it. Sonic then used the discs to his advantage and got on top of the truck. Sonic then used one of the discs to disable the vehicle. Unfortunately, the remote-controlled vehicle separated again, only to be destroyed by Tom, causing a furious Robotnik to deploy a miniature drone to eliminate them. The drone cut off the roof of Tom's truck with a laser before Sonic managed to grab it. Unfortunately, the drone got stuck on his hand and triggered a self-destruct mechanism, leaving him with little time to dispose of it. Sonic succeeded in getting rid of the explosive device just in time, but the explosion made Sonic fall to the ground, rendering him unconscious. Tom quickly carried an injured Sonic into his car and drove him to Rachel's house, where Maddie was staying. Rachel and Maddie were very angry that Tom was being hunted down by the government, and to make things worse, Maddie had no idea how to treat Sonic's wounds due to him being an alien. Tom had the idea of using smelling salts to help regain Sonic's consciousness, which worked. Perplexed by Sonic's energetic awakening, Maddie requested Tom to talk in private. Meanwhile, Rachel's daughter Jojo granted Sonic new shoes after noticing how torn up his current shoes were. After meeting Ozzy, the family dog, Sonic and the Wachowskis left to visit the Transamerica pyramid to retrieve Sonic's lost rings back, using Rachel's car to get there. After arriving to San Francisco, Sonic quickly traveled to the Transamerica building and found out in order to get to the roof, they needed a key, which led to Tom planning to infiltrate the building. With Sonic in a bag, Tom and Maddie were allowed to enter an elevator to the roof due to Tom's official badge. Inside, two workers were appalled by the noises coming from said bag. Sonic gasped for air on the roof with the others, speeding towards his rings. Sonic then said his supposed last goodbye to the Wachowskis and threw out his ring, but before the ring could open a portal, Robotnik, or Eggman if you prefer that term, appeared at the last minute. As Robotnik weaponized his drones, Sonic threw Tom and Maddie off the building and triggered his slow motion senses again. As Sonic used the incoming missiles and bullets to destroy the robots, the blue hedgehog was blasted away by Robotnik's attacks. Sonic then woke up to see the Wachowskis falling to their demise. Fortunately, the blue hedgehog was able to save them by throwing one of his wings, which opened a portal to Zimmer's farm. Sonic then plummeted to the floor, and so did his rings and the flying eggs. He got up and challenged Robotnik to a race. After traveling through countries like France, China, and Egypt, Sonic was blasted back into the town of Green Hills. While the townspeople looked distraught upon seeing the hurt alien and the mischievous Robotnik, Tom and Maddie returned to see what had happened along with Armor Zimmer. Although Robotnik planned to examine him in a laboratory, Tom stopped his plan and fought him, although he fell from the egg pod. Wade Whipple and Crazy Carl also came by to defend Sonic and Tom. Robotnik still couldn't understand what was so important about Sonic. Tom then told Robotnik that Earth was his home and called him his best friend, which awakens Sonic, now embedded with an abundance of chaos energy. He retrieved the power of his stolen quill, which overpowered the ship. As he vowed to use his hour to protect his loved ones, Sonic charged upon Robotnik's missiles, evading all of them with his super speed. He jumped from every nearby building onto Robotnik's ship, continuously breaking it down. With the help of Tom, Sonic dashed upon the ship for one final blow, trapping Robotnik on the Mushroom Planet. Afterwards, he earned the trust of Tom Wachowski and was allowed to stay at their residence, unbeknownst to Sonic yet. As Tom and Maddie were revamping their home after a drone attack, Walters gifted the Wachowskis an Olive Garden gift card as a thanks for stopping Robotnik. He then requested to meet Sonic, but Tom and Maddie stated that he had left Earth. The aforementioned Hedgehog Sonic popped out from behind a couch asking to watch a film. Tom and Maddie disallowed it, telling him it was a school night and that he needed to return to his cave, even though it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sonic, finding them uncool, walked to the front door, halted by Tom, who sent him to his new cave, the attic of the Wachowski residence. Sonic was now full of glee as he saw all of his stuff now transported into the residence and heartfully thanked the Wachowskis for adopting them in their home before being unwillingly licked by Ozzy. Now, this isn't the end of Sonic's story yet, but unfortunately we're gonna have to end it there. However, I will be explaining the rest of Sonic's life in another video of this mini-series, so stay tuned. Right now though, if you liked this video, please leave a like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.